Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video, and this is a paid request from Guillermo, who sent in quite a bit of them, and he was very generous, so thank you so much. Also, thank you so much for your patience and your generosity. I really do thank you. I hope you're doing well, Guillermo. And for anyone that wants to request any other type of videos, movie reviews, re-reviews, topics, tier lists, rankings, video game playthroughs for an hour or full playthrough, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. Do have a CashApp as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. So this is for the first of, there's about 8 or 9 requests. So the Christmas tapes is the first one I'm doing, which is, I guess you would call it a found footage anthology film based around Christmas, kind of done in the style of VHS, that anthology series. So you have this wraparound, which explains why VHS tapes are being used, and then you have about 4 stories. But just one story I barely want to call a story because it's only like 2 minutes long. But I guess technically it is 4 stories. Although, with the third one, I'm like, why was this even in here if it's so damn short? And it barely had anything to do with Christmas, but I don't know. I wasn't a fan of this movie. I'll just say it. I was not a fan of this film. Found footage films, I can enjoy a lot of them. Even some of the VHS ones I liked. More so the later ones. Although I like VHS 2, I like the VHS 80, I can't remember the name of it now. But I mean, I love the original Blair Witch Project, and I liked Exists, I liked As Above, So Below, there's a lot of them. So the setup with this is, you have this family who are enjoying Christmas. They're enjoying Christmas, they're opening gifts, they get knocked on the door. This guy comes in saying, hey, my car's screwed up, I need to call someone, could I get some help, use your phone? Does so, and one thing leads to another, he pulls out a gun, makes the family sit down, and we're going to enjoy Christmas, and you act like a family, and we're going to watch some tapes. Now, the guy is Greg Sestero, Mark from The Room. Oh, hi, Mark. Yep. He's the guy, he's the psycho. So if you're a big fan of The Room and you really like Mark, here he is in another movie playing the psycho. Greg Sestero. I don't think he did a bad job. It's just that this opening was just kind of... The wraparounds can be very tough in any anthology film to make interesting. There are some. I mean, Tom Atkins in Creepshow, and the boy, and you find out he's got the doll and stuff, the voodoo doll. But very tough to make a wraparound worth of shit. Not impossible, but just tough. But yes, it's pretty much there as a means to end to just get the other stories going. So then he has these VHS tapes in a box, and ultimately he pops 4 of them in. Of the 4 stories, you have Travel Buddies, which is... it's one of those things... It takes a while for it to get going. As soon as it gets going, it stops. And this is spoilers, because I don't know how the hell to do... Because anthologies, with these stories to be short or shorter, so you say 2 sentences sometimes and you'll tell the whole fucking story. So just spoilers, just because I feel like it. In Travel Buddies, it's 2 people, a man and a woman, they're a couple, and you can tell that the guy just wants to enjoy and not worry about filming stuff, but the lady, she wants to film stuff. So they go on this trip, and they mention something about this folklore of the scarecrow. There's a couple fake jump scares. There's this bit where they're on a cliff and they hear noise in the background, and the guy, while we and the girl hears it, the guy kind of goes, "Bah!" To stare to the camera, I guess. And it is a slow burn because it's pretty much the two arguing and arguing and arguing. Where, oh wait, this is the place to camp? But it's going to be wet over here. You don't have a campfire. Oh yes, we will. And there's no campfire. Wait, what? How we don't cook food? Oh, you don't cook it in that, huh? Hey, we're cooking some great steaks. Yeah, that's what I want. I want to be with a couple bitchin'. That is true horror, I guess. The true horror is to be in the middle of a couple bitchin'. Because a good chunk of it is just them kind of, like, a lot of it's them being nice to each other, then it results in some kind of bit of arguing. Maybe nice type of arguing, not the type of, fuck you bitch, you suck my dick, fuck, not like the Rob Zombie Halloween, I will still fuck you, and the fuck you fuck. Not that way, but just, the one guy being passive aggressive. Granted, with the way the girl behaves, it's kind of she deserves it, but I don't know. There's really not a whole lot of horror happening other than a couple fake jump scares, and they talk about the Scarecrow lore briefly. And then again, by the time it starts, it stops. And I will admit, a bit of it reminded me of Blair Witch Project. They're in the tent, they hear rustling, there's something outside, they have to make a run for it. You don't see anything at first, until the guy disappears, the girl freaks out, where are you, sees the Scarecrow, which, I mean, it does look like just a guy with a damn sack on his head. Then she's on the ground. And then the last shot is the Scarecrow dragging the girl as if it's the fucking guy from Resident Evil 7. Welcome to the family. I guess she's been welcomed to the family. And that's it. That's when it ends. So as soon as the horror starts, it ends. And you don't, I mean, you figure the guy died, but you don't see him die. So there's no gore. The thing with the tent remind you of Blair Witch Project, or what was that Bobcat Goldthwait one, Willow Creek, or a variety of other found footage films where there's a tent involved. The Scarecrow just a guy. Looks like a guy just wearing fucking hobo clothes with a sack on his head. There's nothing interesting in terms of special effects. There's nothing in terms of, I guess, other than the Scarecrow folklore that they mentioned for a minute, and they summon because they're smart like that. It's them going to the woods and it's snow and they're arguing and we can't get a fucking campfire and being passive aggressive. So, I mean, if you want to find entertainment in that, go ahead. I didn't. So that I thought was just boring as shit, to be honest. The second story, I would say, is the best of the four because of Vernon Wells. If you know, you know. Vernon Wells, he was the bad guy in Commando. Bennett. I'm not going to shoot you between the eyes, I'm going to shoot you between the balls. Let off some steam, Bennett. Gets impaled with a pipe. Vernon Wells was great in that. He was in The Road Warrior. He was the villain in that, with the crazy hair. At the end, gets smashed with the truck. He had a brief bit in Weird Science as one of the weird mutant biker people, and Michael Berryman is there. I say mutant, but they're just the weird biker people. Now, he's really good in this. The setup is the father's recording saying about how his kids love to see unboxing videos on YouTube. Which is true. I mean, sometimes those videos can be popular. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering what did the first story have to do with Christmas, I guess the scarecrow thing, something to do with Christmas, I guess. And there's some snow. So it is very loosely about Christmas, I would say, very loosely. This, at least, is okay. His kids like to see unboxing videos, and it's Christmas time, so he's like, okay, I'm going to send myself to my kids, and when they unbox, it's going to be me, and hopefully they'll have fun with it. But I need to... I don't know why he wouldn't just hire buddies to do this. I'm sure he has friends that could drive a fucking... just have a box, go inside it, and drive in a pickup truck with it. I mean, I'm sure you have some buddies to do this, but he called someone, I don't know. So who arrives is Vernon Wells, wearing a Santa outfit. And Vernon Wells is great. He's the best part of this whole movie, to me. What's your name? Santa. What's your real name? Santa Claus. Where are you from? My mother. He's really good. Oh, you're filming. Oh, okay, that's really cool. Oh, yeah, I know the YouTube. Yeah, I know that. Let me just stop here for Mrs. Claus. Oh, what's her real name? Mrs. Claus. Oh, okay, all right. So, like, Vernon Wells is very good. They picked up Mrs. Claus. They act all nice and kind. Then when the guy gets in the box, and he's filming the box, then he realizes it's getting more bumpy. He realizes they're turning on the wrong road. He's yelling them to stop, and they won't. Ultimately, he gets knocked out. He wakes up. He's tied to a chair. Vernon and Mrs. Claus, they have this kind of number game, and depending on what you pick, you get something. So, for example, one he picked, Mrs. Claus gives him like a foot massage. But then the next thing he picked, okay, you can either have elf ears or take 1 year off. So, guy doesn't want to decide. Ultimately, I forget what it was. Vernon Wells said something about him getting screwed over with a job or money. I fucking forgot what it was. Eventually, the guy picks one more thing. It's like a little... just like a bomb thing. They put it in his mouth. They do this. They kind of get together. It cuts away. And then Vernon Wells and Mrs. Claus deliver the box to the door. There's a camera by the doorbell. And they're all happy and giddy and have a Merry Christmas, and they walk away. So, I would say only for people who want to see Vernon Wells. Like, I love Vernon Wells. I think he's a very underrated actor. He's great as a villain. I think he gives the best performance in this movie. That was fun to see just for that. I mean, the story, it goes close to torture porn, but it doesn't quite go that way. It's not too gory or anything. It doesn't overdo it on torture stuff, which I'm not a fan of. So, I would say that's the best of all of them. And I guess the idea is his head got blown up at the end, I guess. So the third story is barely a story because it's only like 2.5 minutes long. And it really doesn't have anything much to do with Christmas. First, it looks like they shot in, I don't know, California. They shot somewhere where it's sunny as hell. It shows footage of this dating service where this guy, put out a video for the dating service. Then, kind of like Hardcore Henry, there's the point of view of them, and they've woken up, they can't talk, and someone says, "You have a chip in your head. Here is this box. You need to deliver it to this location or the chip in your head will blow up. Now, here's also the thing. The chip in your head, there may be some weird stuff happening, so you may see some stuff. So pretty much is him trying to race to this room, hotel room, to deliver this box. And from time to time, he'll see these shadow men, and then he'll shake his head, and they're not there. So he'll see things that are there, but then they're not there. The only thing with Christmas is there's a guy with, like, the charity. Christmas Santa outfit with charity. He doesn't want to be stopped, so he just gives like $100. Oh, thank you, sir. That's the only thing to do with Christmas. The only thing. Not the story, not the plot, not the backdrop, the look of it. Nothing else makes you think of Christmas other than one guy, charity, wearing a Santa outfit. That's just it. It's like they put that in there just... Remember, this is called the Christmas tapes. Or, I mean, you just say, well, it's to deviate him, to make him waste time before he needs to get to where he's going. But that could have been anybody. That could have been a damn hobo. That could have been a damn stranger, anybody. And that could be some interesting ideas. Why is this happening? What was the purpose of putting this chip in this guy in the first place? What's the deal with these hallucinations? Because one of them, he's at the motel room, and this shadow man like pushes at him, but then he wakes up, he's like outside on the ground floor, and he's like, how the hell did I get here? And then you hear that the trigger's ready to burst, and he screams. So you get the idea he got killed. But it makes you wonder, who did all this? What was the point of this? What's in the box? Why didn't he go to a motel? Was this just all just a training thing? Like to show what the chip can do? Like research on the chip? This is the poor random son of a bitch to test the chip on? And now we got the footage, and then we can explain it. I mean, it leaves a lot of questions. It has no answers. It barely has anything to do with Christmas for something called the Christmas tapes. And again, it's only like 2.5 minutes long, so it makes me wonder, why the fuck was this even here in the first place? I mean, if you make it more of a Christmas spirit and actually make it longer, like 15, 20 minutes, and explain a thing or two, instead of just 2 minutes, maybe this could have been cool, but as is, just seemed like a waste of fucking time. And then the fourth is this married couple. They moved to this place, but the movers, something happened, so they don't have their stuff. So the little bits they have, they set that up, and a Christmas tree. And of the married couple, the wife finds this wind-up Santa Claus figurine thing. After doing that, some strange things happen. So this seems like it's trying to be like Paranormal Activity. Like a lame version of Paranormal... Well, I don't like Paranormal Activity, I don't like to begin with, but this seems like just kind of a lamer version. Because the woman is sleepwalking, just like the girl in that would sleepwalk, and some things will fly out, some stuff that's on this banister have broken. So they need to call someone. They call in Paranormal Perry. Now, the guy who plays him is Dave Sheridan. He's the guy who played Doofy in Scary Movie. It's a very different role. And I would say he's kind of fun. He's pretty much a guy who says he's a paranormal investigator. Seems like he means well, but he also seems like he doesn't know what the hell he's doing as well. So he'll say like stuff of, what's in here in the closet? Oh, nothing. Oh, okay, yeah, we'll go over here then. he'll explain stuff that doesn't need to be explained, or bring up stuff that doesn't really need to be brought up. And you get the idea from the married couple, okay, this guy, like, he's being nice, but he really doesn't seem like he knows what the hell he's talking about. And just likes the bullshit. But yeah, I think his performance is kind of fun to watch. I don't mind him as an actor. But it really does feel like it just stops just to have, hey, Dave Sheridan, play this goofy paranormal Perry guy. Because any momentum of story, any momentum, well, there's barely any momentum, to be honest. Like, the story kind of just stops just for him to kind of do what I thought Bill Murray did better in Ghostbusters. Remember in Ghostbusters when he's with Dana Barrett, Sigourney Weaver, and he's doing all this stuff, and she calls him, "You're like a game show host." "Oh, that's the bedroom. Nothing happens in there." "Oh, what a shame." And she has this look at him. "Oh, look at all the junk food. You really eat this stuff?" Like, that was more funny in that one scene than in this whole thing. But I think Dave Sheridan is trying. Maybe that's the thing. Like, other than Vernon Wells, I do think he is the best thing about it. Other than Vernon Wells, he's trying. It's just, again, literally the story just stops for him to do the shtick of this guy who he seems sure of himself, but it seems like he doesn't know what he's doing, and but he's being nice to them as well. Ultimately, what happens is he leaves. They're like, you know what, we're just going to pay him and don't want him to come back. He doesn't get the memo. He comes back. They talk a bit, and Paranormal Perry picks up the thing and goes, "Was this always yours?" "Oh, no, no." "Oh, this was here when you got here? You guys here? The Santa thing?" "See, this thing was tethered to this house. And when you touch it, it's tethered to you. And if you touch it, it's tethered to you. That's really bad." And then the guy goes, "Then why'd you touch it?" "Yeah, you're right. I shouldn't have done that." Like, I thought that was kind of funny. And then he's like, we're going to do a seance. And the husband gets pissed and says, "This is bullshit," and breaks the circle. Perry's like, "No, no, don't break the circle." But the guy fucked up. And then it doesn't really have an ending. It's just very abrupt. Like, the way it ends sucks. Because, like, now the camera's shaking, and then something comes from, like, the tree, and I think hit the woman. Or no. So I think something hit the woman. Something comes, and I think it's going towards Paranormal Perry. Because it didn't just cuts. At least the version I watched. Maybe I saw a different version. Maybe I saw an edited version of this. But it's like the shaky something go, and then it cuts, and all of a sudden we're back in the wraparound, looking at the TV, and the camera's on the ground. I'm like, why? On the TV we see the last frames of this footage. Wait, why is the camera on the ground? And did the Perry guy get killed? Did he get stabbed in the face, the throat, the eye? And what happened to the guy holding the camera? What happened to him? Did he just drop it? Did he pass out? Did he let out a bad fart and it killed him? What happened? It just, again, either I saw a very badly edited version, or they just ended it in such an awkward, abrupt, badly edited way that you just go, well, that was a waste of fucking time. And then even the wraparound is just the family of four tied. Although it looks like they could just, it's like one or two Christmas lights, so it seems like they could break it in no time. Greg Sestero marked from the room, has that same Santa figure from the tape, turns it, leaves. The family's freaking out, and then the lights go out. And I'm sitting there going, well, wait a minute. Based on the fucking rules of the tape you showed, if you don't touch it, you should be fine because you're not tethered to it. I mean, on the tape, it took them like days for it to finally go up this creek of shit. And only because a seance was broke. Like a seance ring. Here, doesn't, if you're not, you didn't touch it, so you're not tethered to it. There was no fucking seance to break. Based on the other stuff, it would take some time to fucking do this. I mean, it seemed like all the worst that would happen is, okay, the lights flicker. One or two things would break on the ground, and then they had, okay, fuck it, we'll move. Just it's tethered to the house, but we didn't touch it, so just get the fuck out. Go to a motel, like, end of Poltergeist. You can even throw the TV out. Yeah, this was just lame. I don't think it was that good of an anthology. Some of the stories barely had the feel of Christmas. I guess it's called the Christmas tapes. Travel Buddies, the Scarecrow folklore, I never really thought was part of Christmas. It was like a Frosty the Snowman type, okay. Okay, there's a little bit of snow, but that's it. The unboxing video is probably the most, because you have Vernon Wells dressed as Santa. The chip in the head, other than a charity guy, you wouldn't know it was Christmas. And then the last one, because they have a Christmas tree and the Christmas Santa ornament. But most of these, you didn't really feel much spirit of Christmas. The acting is mixed. I think Vernon Wells and Dave Sheridan are the best. Some of them, the other actors are just there or whatever. There's not much gore in any of these, so you're not really going into it for gore. The first story is a slow burn with not much of a payoff. The second story, again, Vernon Wells is fun. You can watch for that. The third story is barely a story. It is only count on one hand how many minutes. And the last story just seems like, hey, we like Dave Sheridan. Have him play this goofy character, which seems like would work in a Mad TV sketch. There's really a lack of scares, lack of tension, lack of suspense of any. And then the ending's so shitty and abruptly edited that there's like no payoff. So yeah, this I thought was a pretty fucking lame movie. Pretty shitty film. Take that for what you will. I would never see this again. There was that one. I'm trying to think of. I swear there was another Christmas horror anthology. I'm getting confused with holidays. Which there was one on Christmas, but there's other holidays. Hence the title. But yeah, I mean. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I'm yawning. That's how much I'm fucking intrigued by this movie. I'm yawning. And during the review. So I'm going to stop it. It's fucked. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.